You're listening to episode 12 of the Tuneful Parent Podcast, the best Beatful activities to do at home or on the go.
Oh, my pretty baby, oh, my sweetie baby, I just can't believe I'm yours.
Hey parents, you're listening to the Tuneful Parent Podcast. I'm your host, JoEllyn Sumner, the Tuneful teacher. I'm a vintage-loving crooner coming to you from the windy city of Chicago. My mission is to give you the tools to cultivate a tuneful home that will grow joyful, compassionate, empathetic, lifelong learners. I believe we are all born musical people, and I'm here to empower you. Tune in to learn easy songs, games, rhymes, and dances. Everything you need to engage intentionally with your children, all while building and stimulating their brain, nurturing their heart, and stirring their soul. Here's your backstage pass. Let's get tuneful.
Welcome back to the Tuneful Parent Podcast. I am so excited to be sharing with you some of the best Beatful activities for at-home musical play. Beatfulness can be achieved when you regularly use musical play opportunities with your child so that they may understand steady beat. If you want to know why musical play is important, make sure you go back and listen to episode number 10 of the Tuneful Parent Podcast, where I outline the top 5 reasons children need music in the home. In today's episode, I will be sharing with you some simple techniques that you can use to instill a steady beat in your child through Beatful musical play. These musical techniques can be used from prenatal all the way to your preschooler. So don't give up on it right away. Keep trying it with your kiddo as they make those certain milestones in their growth. I personally love using Dr. John Feyerabend's early childhood music curriculum called First Steps in Music for Infants and Toddlers in my parent-child music classes. It uses an in-depth but intuitive curriculum to ensure a love of music is passed down to our children. This series lists numerous ways for children to have opportunities to feel the beat during a musical quote-unquote workout. And there are 8 steps to this musical workout. During a parent-child class, either virtually online with me, on demand, or in person, we go through each of these steps, and they include bounces, wiggles, tickles, tapping/clapping songs, simple circles, movement with recorded music, and lullabies. With 5 of these 8 steps being rooted in beatfulness, the importance of steady beat is clearly evident in its presence throughout the First Steps in Music workout. Here is a quote from Phyllis Weichert, an internationally famed movement and folk dance educator and the author of Rhythmically Moving. Feeling the beat has to be independent for the child. You can't make it loud and you can't make it visual as in videos. It has to be felt. Unless the child is rocked, patted, stroked, danced with at the same time, unless adults are creating the feel of the beat for the child who is hearing it, that feel of the beat does not develop. Imagine that if your child was deaf, how would you teach them what music is? Because we know that movement and beat are integral in the understanding of music, we should try to include them in all musical experiences right from the beginning, especially when they're in the womb.
Do you think music is magical? Do you think music is medicine? Why not wear it on your sleeve? Or maybe the front of your shirt? Or a hat? Or a hoodie? I have lots of fun musical fashion waiting for you and the whole family at the Tuneful Tea Shop. I started the Tuneful Tea Shop in March of 2020 as we were faced with the COVID-19 global pandemic. I wanted to reach people all over the world and remind them of the power of music through fashion. I have designs and sizes ranging from onesies to adult, from the music aficionado to the novice, from the professional to the music lover. If you'd like to support my small business, check out the Tuneful Tea Shop at www.thetunefulteacher.com/teashop. That's www.teachefulteacher.com/TEESHOP. Use the code PODCAST, all caps, at checkout for 10% off your first order. Use the code PODCAST in all caps at checkout for 10% off your first order. Happy shopping!
Here are some age-appropriate Beatfulness techniques. Let's start at the beginning. Prenatal. It's important to touch your baby bump to the beat of any music or rhymes and songs you may be singing in a variety of ways. If you want to elicit a response from your baby, you can try doing any of these on your belly. Rubbing, tapping, tickling, patting, stroking, caressing, and pressing. All of these are wonderful techniques. Don't forget to experiment with pressure and speed, firm or heavy versus gentle, light, slow versus fast, etc. Moving on to the infant stage, it's very important for babies to get lots of face time with their caregivers. Why not make this time musical? Try sitting in a chair, lay your baby on your upper legs, and gently raise and lower your heels to dandle or bounce the baby on the beat. For tickle rhymes, try drawing little circles to the beat on your baby's tummy. One other method you can try is to tap your baby's feet and other body parts, but just to make sure, please avoid the face. Toddlers. You can begin these type of activities with toddlers by sitting cross-legged on the floor and have your child sit on your knee while bouncing on the beat to any song or rhyme. Use tickles by starting to draw a circle in the palm of their hand and walking up your child's arm, and then give them a little tickle under their arm at the end of the song or rhyme. You can even create an opportunity to be silly and perform a song or rhyme on your child's tummy. It's important to experiment and try different ways to instill beatfulness. Dancing with your child, bouncing them, tossing them in the air and catching them. For tapping songs and rhymes, simply tap on the bottom of their foot and then invite your child to tap on you to the beat. Preschoolers, after the child has had years of exposure to the first steps in music material, they should be feeling confident to perform these beatful activities on you or a sibling or grandma or grandpa. They could even try using an instrument to demonstrate their understanding of a steady beat. A drum, an egg shaker, jingle bells, or even rhythm sticks are all great options for this kind of activity. In summary, during a child's early developmental years, when the mind is making sense of the world, musical syntax is developing. Beat, meter, rhythm, tonality, and expressive sensitivity should all be presented to the child at this time. Let's try to think of it in this way. Knowing that your baby cannot respond to you, would it make sense to stop speaking to them? Not at all. If you want your child to grow, they need to absorb the language around them. So it really shouldn't be a surprise that the same concept applies to music. Over 100 years ago, it was very common for infants and toddlers to receive a creative and musical one-on-one nurturing in the home. Sadly, many of today's parents need to be reintroduced to the wonder-filled songs and rhymes that can help their child develop musicality. Luckily, music classes for parents with infants and toddlers can provide an opportunity to share songs and rhymes that are excellent examples of musical literature. Not only can these classes help develop your child's musical mind, but they can also improve your personal connection through musical play. If this is something that might be interesting to you, then I encourage you to check out my First Steps in Music virtual courses. Each week, a lesson is dripped out to you, and you can practice the songs, the rhymes, in the privacy of your own home, on your commute to work, and there's no pressure in a group environment. It's one-on-one, you and your kiddo, and I'm your musical coach. Go to thetunefulteacher.com/courses to check out everything that I offer from prenatal to preschool. That's Thetunefulteacher.com/courses, COURSES. Check it out today, and let's start being more tuneful, beatful, and artful in our homes.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. Just because this jam session is over doesn't mean our time together has to end. Head over and join my Facebook group, The Tuneful Parent. And if you're on Instagram, take a screenshot, add it to your stories, and tag me at The Tuneful Teacher. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay tuneful, parents.